Are thrift stores dead? Can you even make money from thrift stores anymore? The prices are rising like crazy. It seems like all the employees are researching the items. Is it even worth it to go to thrift stores anymore? What's going on, guys? I'm Steve, Raiken Profit, and I want to talk about this in an open forum and talk about the fact that, thrift stores are changing, and a lot of people are complaining about thrift stores, and there's a lot of people questioning if, they should continue to go to thrift stores to try to find undervalued items to thrift, to flip for a profit on eBay or Amazon. So, I've been thrifting for almost 5-6 years now. I've seen a lot. I've gone to places like Salvation Army, Savers, Goodwill. I've also done quite a few mom and pop stores, but I would say those three, Savers, Goodwill, and Salvation Army, I've got the most experience with. And I can tell you right now, with 100% certainty, the thrift store prices have gone up like crazy, like at least 100 to 300%, like across the board on everything. And it was a slow process. It's not like it just happened overnight. I remember the toys started to go up a little bit, and then the suits started to go up a little bit, and then the dress shirts would go up a little bit, and then the boutique area would go up a little bit. They have been raising the prices slowly but surely over the last 5 or 6 years. Now, I wasn't thrifting 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I heard things were really amazing back then, but I've only been into games so long. But I want to say right now, it is harder to make money from thrift stores. Now, it's going to depend upon where you live. I'm in Connecticut, so I can only talk from my experience. But it's going to depend upon where you live. There are still some areas in Texas and Florida, in the mid-country that still have dirt cheap prices. I mean, you're getting clothes for $1, $2. We just don't have it over here. So, I can only talk from my experience. But yeah, prices are going up, and it's becoming more challenging. I would say with more people having smartphones and more people being able to research things. There's TV shows coming out. YouTube channels are getting a lot bigger. Facebook groups are getting a lot bigger. I think it's more known to the general public that you can get good money for used items. So a lot of these thrift stores are catching on. They're pricing things higher. But the point I want to make right now is, even though prices are going much higher and there's more competition and, it's not as easy anymore, there's still tons of profit to be made, okay? For the most part, when I walk into a thrift store, I typically always walk out with something, okay? Now, I'm not a full-time reseller anymore, so I'm a little more picky, but especially if you're a full-time reseller and you're selling all different types of items, from toys to books to collectibles to clothing, it's pretty much nearly impossible to not walk out and have something profitable in your cart or your carriage. There's definitely money to be made out there. Now, I can tell you right now, if you're wondering, do you think the thrift store prices are going to continue to go up? I think they are. I think they're going to go up until they can't go up anymore. I think they're getting plenty of donations, and they're selling a lot of their items on the half-off days. So until they run out of store space, I think it's in their best interest to keep jacking the prices up more and more and more. And I also would say that the general public is starting to shop a lot more at thrift stores as well, and it's all about supply and demand. When more and more people go in there, they're going to bid the prices up. They're going to keep buying it. And these thrift stores, they know when they list something and then it sells, and then they notice every time they put a certain item out, it's gone. They're going to slowly keep jacking the prices up. So I think the prices are probably going to go up for a couple more years until they hit the ceiling and they start to kind of get close to like the Marshalls and TJ Maxx prices, which are kind of like the middleman retailers. It's like the wholesale of retail. So if you're new to thrifting and selling on eBay and Amazon, you're thinking, can I do this full time? You can. You could definitely do it full time. It's just not as easy as it used to be 5 or 6 years ago. You've got to do your research. You've got to study the sold listings. You've got to watch the YouTube videos. You've got to educate yourself. You've got to get really good at taking amazing quality photographs. You've got to be really good at your systems and processes. You've got to know your numbers. It's not as easy as it used to be, but I could tell you with 100% freaking certainty, there is a crap load of money to be made at the thrift stores. There's people out there who are always crying and complaining, oh, the prices are going up, it's not fair, blah, blah, blah. You guys, the market's going to do what the market's going to do. You can either complain and not make any money, or you can go out there and work your butt off and get that money. It's out there. So just want to make this video. A lot of people are wondering if thrift stores are dead, if there's money to be made. Trust me, there's still money to be made. It's just not as easy. And you've got to experiment with different thrift stores. Some thrift stores absolutely suck, I'll be honest. Some of them, they price their clothing like it's, like you're going into a Nordstrom, right? Or an American Eagle. They've got everything priced so high, like it's an uptown, consignment store or something. But then there's other thrift stores in my area that price it dirt cheap. There's half off sales. There's certain coupons I can get at Savers. There's certain opportunities that are out there within each specific thrift store. So get to know your thrift stores. Don't judge a thrift store just based on the cover. Sometimes you got to go at certain times, right? Certain times the new inventory comes out. That's the opportunity. Maybe you've got to build relationships with the people who work at your thrift stores, and they can give you some little tips and pointers. That could be your upper hand, your advantage right there. So definitely money to be made, just not the same as it used to be. Plenty of opportunities. Don't beat yourself up. Don't listen to the pessimists out there who, make it seem like everything's horrible and it's not the same and it's the worst. And even though they are true to correct to an extent that it's not the same, there's still plenty of money to be made out there. And a lot of times it only takes 1 or 2 items that you find, a couple scores. I mean, if you go into a Savers that's overpriced, but you find a Prada suit for 20 bucks, you made a day's pay. You're going to sell it for $200, $300. Same thing with a book. The books might not be the best opportunity in your area, but all you got to do is find that one textbook. If you saw my Instagram story from yesterday, this video might be posted a week down the road, but I posted a Instagram story recently when I went out with Mama Profit. We found, I thought it was $200 to $300 profit, but we just added up the numbers. It's closer to $500 profit within 20 minutes of sourcing. So doesn't take a lot to make a day's pay. It really doesn't. You don't have to find 50 items to make it worth your time. It could be 1 or 2 items. So I just want to break down my thoughts on this, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Where do you live? How are the opportunities in your area for thrift stores? And with that being said, guys, hit that like button, comment down below. Super grateful for you all. You are all amazing. Go out there, find your opportunity, take action, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.